How can you favorably manipulate these hormones so that you can accomplish better weight loss? That is, getting your body more in a fat-burning, muscle-sparing mode. Well, let's look at that. Well, you can do it with food, number one. With some of the major things you can do, avoid simple sugars. Many people have a misunderstanding that fat makes you fat. Well, too much of bad fats, that is saturated fats, can make you fat, but it's much more, a lot of the research is showing now, it's much more important, simple sugars and too many complex carbohydrates of the wrong type at the wrong, eaten at the wrong times can make you gain weight. But it's the simple sugars in particular that can be problematic, not only for weight gain, but also for elevated cholesterol levels and imbalanced lipid levels, that is cholesterol, the HDL, the LDL, etc., triglycerides, those lipids. Simple sugars are the culprit there. Now, when you do have sugary foods, these are some practical tips you will want to learn and take home and keep this. These slides are going to be up for you on the, not only here on the video, but they're going to be up on the Facebook page, the group page, so you'll have easy access to these. So when you do have sugary foods, have no more than 20 grams of sugar about every 3 hours. Now, for those of you who, you can go to my the rule of the hand, and you can see that about 20 grams of sugar is, in general, it's about what would fit in the palm of the cup palm of your hand here. Just what would fit in there. That's about 20 grams of sugar. Now, obviously, it depends on what type of food that is. If it's a piece of candy, which is essentially pure sugar or table sugar, then it's much less. But another practical tip that you want to use, when you have a food containing more than 20 grams of sugar, that food should also contain some fat and some protein. Now, the Schwartzbein principle, that book that I've listed here on the slide, explains this in much more detail. But that's it gives simple lay explanation of how that works. So that's a very important component that you can manipulate throughout the holidays and thereafter. That can be very helpful. Now, if the sugary food contains more than about 20 grams of sugar and has minimal fat and protein, have something containing fat and protein with it. This is something that you can do. Let's bottom line, let's give you an example. Say you're at a holiday party. Okay, you want to have say a piece of candy. Okay, well, if you're going to have a piece of candy, have one little piece of candy, but while you're having that piece of candy, this may surprise some people, but have some creamy dessert and something with some protein in it also. Say maybe like some tapioca pudding. And you may say, well, wait a minute, Dr. Husbands, am I not eating more calories that way? Yes, you are eating more calories, but it's the way that the simple piece of candy in that example is going to be absorbed. What you're doing is you're going to slow down the absorption of that sugar. You won't have such drastic fluctuations of blood sugar, and that's extremely important in stabilizing your blood sugar levels. Other tips: you want to have healthy, balanced, small, frequent meals and snacks throughout the day. You want to have them about every 3 hours. You want them to contain, what do I mean by balanced? You want them to contain about 10 to 30 grams of protein, about 10 to 30 grams of fat, and about 15 to 40 grams of carbohydrate. And the types of carbohydrate that you want to have within that meal or snack is you want to have plenty of complex carbohydrates that, and now obviously you'll want to have them containing plenty of dark green leafy and brightly colored vegetables. This is what you're eating most of the time. These examples of these dark green leafy and brightly colored vegetables that I provide here. It's also important with these vegetables in particular. They contain a substance called indole 3-carbinol, Remember back when I talked earlier in this lecture about the different estrogens and the subfractions of the estrogens, about how they're metabolized. Some are pro-carcinogenic, some are anti-carcinogenic. Well, indole-3-carbinol contained in a lot of these vegetables that I have listed here, basically what it does is it raises the anti-carcinogenic estrogen pathways, the way they're detoxified, and it lowers the pro-carcinogenic estrogen pathways, that is the way they're detoxified. So other tips that you can do for general good healthy meal planning throughout the day, and meal what you're going to eat, what you're actually going to be eating. You can have some whole grains. Now you want to use that rule of the hand that I mentioned in that video, which I provided you the link to here, and also you can see that on my website at holistichealthbayarea.com. And also on the Facebook page. There's in the previous session we mentioned that video and gave you the link there. Whole fruit, including the skin, is another carbohydrate that you'll want to avail yourself of. You want to have less simple carbohydrates: fruit juice, table sugar, fructose, agave nectar, honey, molasses, artificial sweeteners. In general, artificial sweeteners, you want to avoid those whenever possible. And of course, any holiday treats containing any of the above of those simple carbohydrates, you will want to have less of those. Now, practically getting through the holidays without gaining weight, if you're going, again, we, meaning me too, we are going to have those treats and those simple carbohydrates. But again, have some concentrated protein food, even if it is a piece of candy. Have a glass of whole milk with it, the whole fat milk, because you want to slow down that the sugar taken into your system. The bottom line with the take-home message from all this: you do not want to have fluctuating blood sugar you do not want to have fluctuating blood sugar levels very much, and these tips are how you can stabilize your blood sugar. Now, there's another way to manipulate your those hormones that I mentioned earlier. You can do that with exercise, of course. Obviously, as in the previous session, I mentioned about exercise. In particular, you can use my exercise video, which we're going to be putting up here on the Facebook page for you to have at your avail. It has some excellent, where I'm demonstrating exercises that you can do at home, and also the program you probably heard of, the P90X program, is also a very good home calisthenics exercise program. Another way is with enhanced detoxification, as I have on the slide here. There's simple, inexpensive, non-supplement methods you can use, as I've listed here, and will be on the Facebook slides to your avail. Upon awakening and before bed, in 8 ounces of water, put about a teaspoon of lemon juice, or just take a lemon and squeeze it in there, and put just a pinch or two, not more or you're going to hate me, but a pinch of cayenne pepper, just in water, and drink that first thing in the morning when you first get up, and last thing right before you go to bed. That you'll very likely move your bowels that way. By the way, that's a great method for within 5 minutes or so. If you find you're constipated, or you had some food that is more constipating, that try it. You'll very likely move your bowels within a few minutes of doing that, which is a good thing, which is one of the major ways that our bodies detoxify. Dry skin brushing with a loofah pad for about 5 minutes before showering. Doing that can enhance your body's detoxification processes. Why? Because our bodies detoxify primarily 3 ways: via the urine, feces, and sweat. So our skin is a large organ, and it can help with detoxification processes. Just that dry brushing with a loofah pad for 5 minutes before showering. And then you can do a home sauna. Just turn on your shower, turn the water as hot as you can. You do not want to be in the shower with water scalding hot. Do not do that. But anyway, just turn it on in the shower, let it run while you're in the bathroom with a closed door, closed window. Leave it on for a few minutes and stay in there so that you'll start, your pores will open up, you'll start sweating more, and then when you're ready, turn down the scalding hot water before you get in, and turn it to a comfortable temperature, and then take a shower. If you can, take a cool shower after that with your pores all open up. That will also help your body's detoxification processes very much. Supplemental methods. Well, I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again on my website at holistichealthbayarea.com. You can click on you'll see under patient resources on the right hand side of the home page, near the bottom, you'll see a shopping cart icon. You can go on there and open that up, and you'll see three brands where you can get supplements. Click on the Emerson Ecologics, and when you click on that, a screen will open up asking you for an access code. You want to enter the access code all caps HEAL84. Scroll through there and you find the Designs for Health detox support packs. Take one of those first thing in the morning upon waking up with your water and lemon juice and pinch of cayenne pepper, and right before going to bed. Doing that will very much enhance your detoxification processes. And it's a great assistance, and you will feel very, very invigorated and energized by doing that. So these tips for enhanced detoxification will also very much help your weight loss goals, because toxins are generally stored in fat cells, and when you enhance your body's detoxification processes, you can pull those stored toxins out of the fat cells, and they help to maintain fat being stored on your body, and by doing that you can enhance your weight loss